Hello, it's Erin from knitlove.com, and today I've got a super sweet, super simple little crochet flower hairpin tutorial for you. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet the flower as well as how to assemble the pin. And what you'll need for that is a ball of crochet cotton, a size 2mm crochet hook, that's a size 4 US, standard bobby pins, some buttons for centers or beads if you prefer this look here, and a glue gun for putting the centers on. As well, you'll need some basic crochet knowledge. So now I'm going to show you how to crochet the flower, but instead of using this tiny crochet thread and this little hook, I'm actually going to use an H hook and some worsted weight yarn, so it'll be easier for you to see what I'm doing. I'm also going to do it in 3 colors so you can see each part of the flower being done individually, and so you can see the steps. Normally you would do those little pins in just 1 color. So I'm going to start with this white. I've got a standard slip knot here, and what you'll need for basic crochet knowledge to make this is you'll need to know how to make a slip stitch, as well as how to make a double crochet, and how to make a chain. So we're going to start with the chain, and that's chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you've got 5, you're going to go back into that very first one and you're going to slip stitch. This is the base of our flower, and that slip stitch makes a ring. You can see there's a little ring there. And instead of crocheting into the chain as you often do, we're actually going to crochet into the center and crochet around this chain. Essentially what will happen is this base will become invisible. So next we're going to do the center of the flower, and I'm going to use this blue color for that. And to start with the center, I'm going to go ahead and chain 3. This chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So there's a chain 3, and just like I said before, we're actually going to crochet around this loop. So I'm going to go right into the center, and I'm going to double crochet 9 times. So into the center and around the loop. And I'm going to double crochet 9 times. Oops, that went right through the chain there. Didn't mean for that to happen. So 1, pull that out. I think I have one more after this. I'm going to double count right now. So we're going to count that chain 3 as 1, so we should have 10 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we do need one more. So last one. And on our last one here, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that chain 3, and we're going to use the top of it, and we're going to 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch, and that's going to join our center together to make sort of a round loop there. And as you can see, our base is pretty much invisible. We've crocheted completely around it. And that's our center. Now I'm going to show you how to make the petals, and I'm going to use this green yarn. So each of the petals are done the same on this flower, and to start off, we're going to start by chaining 2. So all of our petals start with a chain 2. 1, 2. I'm just going to give this blue one a tug to tighten it up a bit. And then we're going to double crochet 3 times into the next loop. We're going to go through the front and the back of the loop, so just the standard crochet, double crochet stitch into the front and the back of the loop. Now that I've got 3 there, I'm going to chain 2, that's how we finish it off. And to actually bring the petal down, we're going to slip stitch into the next loop. So slip. And then to start our next petal, we're going to chain 2, so always starting and ending with a chain 2, double crochet 3 times into the next loop. Ending with our chain 2 and slipping in the next loop. And then chain 2, double crochet 3 times, and as you can see, these guys go pretty fast. If you wanted to, you could try and double crochet 4 or 5 times to fill out the petals a little fuller. If you have too many crochets in each loop, it starts to buckle and look a little wonky, but it'll really depend on the size of your yarn and your hook. So go ahead and experiment, give it a try, see what works best for you. I find with this size, and especially with the smaller one, that 3 double crochets is about the maximum. If I was using a smaller hook, like a G hook here, maybe I could get away with 4 or 5 in the petals. So chaining 2, slipping 1, and now we're on to our 5th one, our last one, so chain 2. Double crochet 3 times. Nothing really changes on this last one. Nothing changes at all on this last one. So we're triple double crocheting into the second last loop. Chaining 2. Ooh, I'm going to maybe run out of yarn here. I think we'll make it. And then slip into this last one. Pull up a loop, and normally you would cut, but I've got just about the right amount of yarn here, so I'm just going to pull that right through. And then you would go ahead and weave your ends in at the back. So as you can see, this actually makes a really pretty flower when you use 2 colors, the center and the petals. If you'd like to do a bicolored flower like this, I would highly recommend that you do your base, which was our white yarn, in the same color as your center. And that way when little bits poke through, you won't be able to notice as much. And that is how you make a 5-petaled crocheted flower. So now I'm going to show you how to assemble these little pins. It's super easy, only takes a minute. Go ahead and after you've practiced with larger yarn, make one of these tiny ones, or if you're pretty good already, just go ahead and make one of these small ones out of the crochet cotton and using your smaller hook. I suggested using a size 2mm hook or a US size 4. You could always use one that's a little smaller or a little bigger, but perhaps not too much. Of course, the size of your hook and your yarn alters the size of your flower, of course. So go ahead and grab a standard bobby pin. I like to keep this wavy part at the top. And then what I do is I'm actually going to hook the bobby pin over our base, that circle that we made. So I go ahead from the back, I stick it up through the center that we crocheted, and I sort of try and get it between stitches. Oops, my back popped through. So there we go, I've just got the top through. And then I just sort of eyeball what's about centered. You could go ahead and count if you wanted. And then I go back through the center over top of that base that we made. So basically the base is what sort of gets tucked underneath the pin. So pull the flower all the way to the end of the pin, where you're going to have it there, and then take your hot glue, and you're going to put the glue right over top of the pin and over the fibers of your yarn. Basically what that's going to do is it's going to anchor it onto the pin so it doesn't slide around on the pin anymore. And then quickly put the button of your choice on there. If you're going to use these little seed beads, which is also a really cute look, I go ahead and have them already set aside in a small dish. And then once you've got the glue on, go ahead and quickly dip it in right away so that you can get those beads on. And that is essentially how you assemble the flower. So just slip it on over top of the base, glue, and place a button. Super sweet, super simple, really, really cute. Thanks a lot for watching.